Hello, everybody. Well, this will be our season end awards night, and it won't be very long, but I need to do something to honor our seniors. And I would also like all of you to come back next year and let's try again. So you saw this in the video if you watched the video, and these are our 7 seniors. And McKinley and Anna were newbies, and certainly we appreciate newbie energy. I think it's very vital to the startup of another year of success. And then the other 5. And I must say, ladies, I look back with all the time we have on our hands, or look back at all his previous 20 years of graduating seniors, and I did a very hard, honest evaluation. And as a group of individuals and as a group of performers, you rank number 1. And certainly it's not going to be forgotten because of this situation. So you will be long lived in the whole coaching staff's memory for that matter. But I can't think of a finer group of athletes and students in combination with your athletic contributions as this group of 5 has been. And I'd like to honor these 5 young ladies with some words tonight. Before we get to that honoring, of course, in track and field, we always have announcements. And I would like to announce seniors, you will be coming to the school on the 18th and the 21st to get stuff. And on coming in, I would like you to bring your uniforms in to turn in. And the other 4 captains, Sarah, Tessa, Bella, and Mila, you can just hold on to your uniforms until next year. There's not a need to keep shuffling things around. And when you leave the building, you'll be leaving with a lot more than when you came. So for track and field, you'll get your certificate, your captain star, senior gifts that I have for you, the DVD of our video that I made, a memory book, and of course, we can't forget a foam board, poster board of your poetry, and Rhea, you'll get a lifetime award, which just shows you year by year all of your achievements. So I hope to get those to you. If the school, for some reason of fear, will not give you those, I'll probably have to bring them to your open house if you have one. I hope you do. And of course, if I'm invited, which I hope I am. So without further ado, I would like to honor these 5 young ladies. One more bit as I'm looking at my list here before I get there. Insurance. So seniors, you should be refunded your insurance, and underclassmen, they're probably going to apply that to your next season. So if you plan on not doing this again or not doing sports anymore, then just probably talk to Connie and she can work out a refund. All right, so I think that's all the announcements. Certainly if you ever have a question, you can email me. The track equipment, sadly, is getting put away this next week. I'll probably leave the discus net up and the hurdles, 8 hurdles set out, but the rest is going to get put away, and I can lose all the weight that I've gained over this pandemic time. All right, so without further talking anymore on announcements, let's start our honoring. And I want to work in a reverse order, and I want to get up this little page here that was so hard for you to read on the video. Now this will not be hard for you to read because it's in this video. Also, all the other things that might have been hard for you to read are attached in this email. The captains did a video, which is really cool. That lifted my spirits a little bit in this. So I'm slowly recovering from all of my depression. So track coaching for Pert is his therapy, and cross country also. All right, so we'll start with Miss Ellen. This is just very sad for me to do. All 5 of these young ladies in combination. Like I said, I went through every group of seniors, and yeah, so 20 years ago, they're forgotten. I get that. But I tried to put my mind back there in the season we had with each season, and this group ranks number 1 overall. So Ellen is a senior who inspires me tremendously on a daily basis. As a junior, she overcame her physical issues and managed to run in almost every meet and in 4 events in almost every meet. She's a solid role player and even better human being. She's the athlete who makes the journey so very worthwhile. For sure, Miss Ellen brought to my life the small things and the enjoyment of your days, which of course is how we get through life, is enjoying our days. And definitely, as poetry says, the poetry speaks truth. When I'm inspired, we're definitely going to miss Ellen more than I can say. Next one up, Miss Corbin. Corbin is one of the best all-around hurdlers and jumpers we have had in our program's history. And I want to pull a screen up to show you what this young lady did in 1 year, in her first year. She earned all conference honors in a very challenging league last year and really made a tremendous difference in our season and in the lives of her teammates and coaches. There are no words to express how much we're all going to miss her. So I want to go to another document here, the senior careers. These are attached, again, but as attachments to this email. So here's everything that Corbin achieved in 1 year. So as you know, for most of you, it takes a little while to do this. It takes a while to hone your skills. And Corbin came out and just filled a role that was so sadly needed immediately. And I just will kick myself forever as I continue in my coaching and the hurdles and the jumps of why I failed to get this young lady out as a freshman. Yeah, so that's everything that Corbin achieved. And notice that, the year 20 for captain is that only difference. And Corbin was probably a quarter inch away from going to individual state last year. She fouled on her last long jump. Now, Corbin, that's not what I want you to remember, but just to give you an idea of all the talent this young lady brought in the way of performance and in being a great teammate. Okay, so continuing with our list, Miss Maya. So as you see in Maya's poetry, I had to change a few lines, and the poetry speaks truth. So if you really want to know the truth about my feelings, I don't hold them back. And so there's a few notes of lines of frustration at the beginning in her poem, but I do end with, don't we just wish we had whole teams full of Mayas and whole classes full of Mayas. She is definitely the mom of our team. She has a care and concern level above any other. She's a tremendous verbal leader and runs a solid 800. So I was talking about the conference meet finals, I think it was sophomore year. And the conference meet was at Hamilton, and she led the race until the straightaway. That's the picture on the poem, by the way. I believe in real things like that. And she needed to just get third. And so she ended up fourth by a little bit. And it was for a coach who wants the very best for their athletes. Frustrating for me. I did throw my watch in a fit of just anger at the finish line. And of course, I admit that I was behaving like a spoiled child at Christmas. I know I've mentioned this in the past, but it certainly does not reflect how I feel about this young lady. Again, going to be a hole the size of Texas as far as every day, just caring about people every day. Maya probably takes first over any athlete I've had all time. And finally, her uplifting spirit is one of the most important needed gifts that we've had these last 3 years. And then there's Miss Brooke. So I thought to myself, man, I've got 4 seniors who have a poem, and Miss Brooke does not. Has she had enough inspiration out there? And the answer was yes. With her end of the season last year and earning All-State in the 4x400, which a huge shout out goes to Coach Spots and teaching those exchanges. That would not have happened, ladies. So make sure again that you are thinking of him with the success he brought to that relay. And so she was looking to repeat her all-state performance in the 4x400, as well as being a key role player. You cannot have the wins that we do and the success that we do and the trophies that you see in my room, although they're unimportant. I keep them for a reminder of what it takes to be at a top level program. You can't have this without runners and athletes like Brooke, who is that key role player, a very good role player, who's willing to be selfless. And so that selflessness for Brooke is running the 4x800, and you see in her poem how I relate to her look on her face and the discovering a not so pleasant a gift at particular meets that she had to run that. But she's one of the reasons why we're able to do what we do. And without athletes like Brooke, we only have the state meet, individual, not team. And so she was a very, very, very important role player, as well as just a personality, again, of being a near and dear teammate to many. And then last, and certainly not least, matter of fact, probably would have ended up being one of my 3 best athletes all time had we finished this season, compared to the likes of Emily Oren and Rachel Talsma and the greats out there. All I can say, Rhea, your college coaches, the college coach, the track college coaches at Bowling Green have to be just going, how can we talk this girl into running track? I know you're not going to do track. I know you're done. I get that. But if I was a track coach at Bowling Green, I'm certainly just going, oh my word, we got this track star diving. You're also a diving star, of course, but you get my point. So Rhea has earned All-State 5 times. So that's 5 different occurrences. And so last year was 4 of them. Yep, the best state meet of all time by an athlete, individual state. Last year was Rhea Blood. And Rhea, I'm going to throw out some names. I probably will forget some, but these girls are so much better off because of you. Oh, let's go back to Franny Robinson, Jenica Schaefer, Emily Woodkey. I know I'm going to miss some, Autumn Hancock, and then last year's teammates, Hannah Wetlaufer, Brittany Driesinga, Tessa, and Raquel. I know I've missed someone in there. I didn't write them down and mentally trying to go back. Of course, your 4x400 relay teammates last year. You made their outcome that much better. You made the lives of those girls that just, and this is the silent thing, so, a whole different life in track and field because of who you were. You left this place so much better off. I cannot even begin to describe it, for your team, for your teammates, and for your sprint relay teammates. And that's something I try to live my life by is, okay, if I involve myself in something, am I going to leave this better off than I found it? And you have done that perhaps better than any athlete we've had. And it's certainly your individual state meet last year that was very, very good. And I know you're looking forward to setting the 100 dash record this year, and that would have been complete justice. But sometimes in life, we just don't have that opportunity, and hence, live each day. I'll always remember Rhea for her extremely competitive drive, a person that is always upbeat, very verbal, and going to be motivated in any circumstance to do well. With the exception of maybe running the 4x800. I'm just going to throw that out there. So all I know, Rhea, is if I hear my first name, somebody shout it, and I'm out on the town, either there's someone else named Travis in the store or wherever I am, or Rhea's in the vicinity. So now I guess you can call me by my first name, although that's really weird. For me, it's really weird. Anyway, gonna miss you tremendously. Come back and visit us old coaches. We wish you the best of times in diving, and I'm sure that to your swim team at Bowling Green, you will bring a much needed energy that they probably are looking forward to. All right, I'm going to end this video. And again, if you have questions on things, you can ask. I know nothing right now as far as whether summer stuff is going to open up. That's why I've waited so long to do any videos. And so you'll have to just ask, but I know nothing right now. And as soon as I know any real information, I will probably let you know. Underclassmen, there will be a time when you come to the high school, you'll get your certificates. Yeah, I couldn't really make decisions on letters, so I lettered everybody. I am the person that believes, if everyone gets a letter, then no one does. If everyone gets an A, then no one does. I get that. I just didn't have any way of determining, who deserved it and who didn't. So there are criteria I use for giving letters. And might you get a letter this year? And if we have our season next year, you don't? That's possible. I just wanted to throw that out there. So, getting a letter in track has to do with, one of many things. Are you involved in everything? That's one way. You show up to every practice, do every workout, you're part of every single activity to the best of your, until your requirements are done. That's a letter. That's hard to do for most athletes. If you score varsity points, if you're a great teammate, you inspire others. These are all factors. So I don't really use it's a judgment thing based on those criteria, I guess. Some coaches just say, oh, you're junior and senior, you get a letter. Anyway, so those will be there for you to pick up. And I'm going to end now. And certainly my heart is unfulfilled with this, but that's life. And always remember there are people in this time that are struggling way more than we are. Life and death. I've known people that have died from the coronavirus. Okay, so it's real for sure, but there are people that have life a lot worse off than we do. And when you're feeling down, to think about those particular people. All right, well, take care, and returners, I hope to see you soon in the fall. And again, if you need to contact me, feel free to do so. Take care.